All right, this meeting is now being recorded. It is November 9th, 2023.
All right, let's call this to order. It is 7:01 p.m. There are no citizens comments, so we'll move to item C1, consider approving library board minutes of regular meeting held on October 26, 2023, and take appropriate action.
Just as a point of clarification, I'm alternate number 1. I can't approve anything this meeting, correct? Even though there are.
If you are number alternate 1, you are now acting as a full board member.
Okay. I motion to approve the minutes then.
All right, Zach is motioned.
I'll second.
Please seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None. Okay, so passed. All right, trustee report. Allison is not here. So if anybody has heard anything interesting that they would like to share, go for it.
Oh, you're welcome. The ALA, I think it's the libraryjournal.com survey said that people under 40 prefer print books and visit libraries for browsing, programs, and socialization. And I thought that was a pretty interesting article in that it's like a lot of younger generations are coming for more of that socialization aspect, and they're having kids and such, so having like baby balance and all of those other programs that the library offers is drawing those groups in. So I thought that was cool. But I think that, some of the challenges that are facing other libraries that are outlined in this article that is things that we have talked about here, such as Amazon being big and having their Kindles, their ebooks and all of that. And a lot of they call it BIPOC, which is Black, Indigenous, and people of color patrons are using the digital collection a lot more than just like any other group, if that makes sense. And then a lot of the millennials and Gen Zs, they're using the library, but they don't consider themselves readers, which I thought was also interesting. They're saying that, oh, it's like a socialization area, but they're not readers, quote unquote. They wouldn't self-identify as readers.
Well, I have a lot of friends that don't think audiobooks are reading. They're like, I don't really read books. I listen. And I'm like, that's still reading.
Reading with your ears.
You're reading with your ears. You're taking in a story and processing it. Like, you're still reading.
They're just being more liberal.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Well, the only thing in stumbling around looking at adult literacy, I found an interesting program that Let's Go Library has. And I brought a copy of their brochure.
Okay. Well, I think
and
that's
it's kind of a trend thing.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Do we have you said we have like a limited patron
Yeah.
feedback?
15 items? 15.
What happened when you followed up with the 5?
No response.
They didn't even say anything.
No.
Just 5. You get 5 stars.
50%.
I guess this one that's number 7 is saying that they like that you get both the large card and the card. I mean, I like that too because I leave the keychain one in my glove compartment.
Maybe they want a larger card?
I don't know.
I just use the app.
Yeah.
Wait, the app has your library card in it?
Yeah.
Libro app. Yeah.
My Libra.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I use the My Libro app to search for books for my kids. You saw me do it. They're like, I can't find it. I was like, it's over there.
Right here.
But
A little button in there.
thank you for your barcode. That's amazing. Learning new things every day.
I have feedback outside of this whenever we're done looking.
I don't have anything to really comment on of these other than I'd like to know why that person
Yeah.
gave a 5.
Me too.
Obviously, you were able to respond to them, so it wasn't anonymous.
drive-through window for pick up and drop off on 13.
It's gonna happen.
Not a drive-through
Not the
window,
window. Well, no.
It's not McDonald's.
Yeah, right.
but I think the reason people keep bringing that up is because they do have that in Carrollton.
Also in Irving, Valley Ranch, they have one too.
Oh, okay.
You drive up. Yep.
Mhm.
What about number 9 with the outdated magazines, selling them to the public?
I mean, they go on our
Okay, so that,
take a book, leave a book. They just go very quickly.
okay, that's what I,
Did you respond to them to let them know that they go there?
No, I didn't.
Anybody respond to your responses?
No, I don't give any responses.
Never get responses to yours?
I have had one person ever respond.
Respond to your response?
Yes.
Oh,
Did you
interesting.
respond to the response?
I did. And I was like, thank you so much for your I think that individual at the time was saying something like, we didn't have enough of children's programming in August. That it was kind of like, well, nobody was here.
Well, and you had just come off of summer reading and August is always slow. Because
Mhm.
kids are going back to school and stuff. Like, it's just a weird,
Yeah.
it's just a weird time of year. Okay. Kelsey, what was your thing?
So on Facebook, this is probably like a week, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And there's a farmer's branch moms group. And someone wrote about the Glow Forge. Did you see that? Yeah, people were so excited. Like,
Yeah,
it's on a
somebody
flag.
texted me about this, asking me if there was one here. Because there's one in Denton that in library card patrons, you have to be a citizen, like a resident of Denton to use it and have a library card, that they can come in and use it. And they were wanting to know if, like, library card holders can use the Glow Forge.
yeah.
Eventually,
That's what I told the person who texted me, is I was like, that is the goal. But like right now, no.
So eventually, when people are able to use it, is the plan to have, like, will there be training sessions? Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
because we're working, the vendor we had selected to run all of our like space reservations. Because we want people to be able to be trained on the material or on the equipment on how to use it. And then they reserve the Glow Forge for 4 hours. And then they can come in and they do their whole thing, and we don't, as staff, don't have to sit and babysit them for 4 hours to be able to help them through the project. We want them to come in, do it themselves, and move on. So we just about had all the software done, ready to go, and we get a notification from the vendor that they are sunsetting all digital platforms December 31st, 2023. And we kind of like, well, I guess we're starting over.
Yeah, and we found a really great vendor to move forward with. However, everybody is now moving to this vendor as well. So it'll be several months before we can even get it in place.
It was probably the second largest library software vendor in the entire system. And I mean, everybody that we talked to was giving us months of anywhere between 6, and I think one of them was even a year, wasn't it? What one of the vendors say they did like November of next year before they could do our implementation. So I mean, I don't know why. Yeah,
That's
Sounds like they need to hire more people.
I think they're probably trying.
Yeah,
But,
because I mean,
but
thousands and thousands of libraries now moving to these other 2 big hitters in the industry.
yeah,
Interesting.
it sounds like a lot of people though, I remember just our conversation last week of going into these incubator stages and such, and growing that. Because that would be like a great home.
Well, so, yeah, if you had an Etsy shop and you make Glowforge things, right?
Yeah,
and so like people that are coming in right now that are really excited about the laser cutter, we are referring them to Louisville because Louisville will let you use their
Oh,
laser
that's
cutter.
good to know. I will let my friend who was texting me about this know that.
They do have a pretty intensive training program from last time I talked to them. Like,
Okay.
it's not just like, hey, I want to walk in and use your laser cutter. There is a process to it, but as long as you live in the state of Texas, you can use Louisville's resources.
Okay. They're kind of like Houston.
Wow.
Yeah, once upon a time, I think they had gotten somehow or another got a grant or had some form of some funding to be able to do that, and they've just been taken.
Oh,
I mean, some of what they offer is prohibitively expensive to like any kind of digital resources.
mhm.
to offer to anybody is.
Okay. Anything else for patron feedback? Anything else you heard? Nope. Okay. So C4, discuss and select a movie for February 8th, 2024. Tearjerker movie night and take appropriate action. So we were trying to stick in the genre of like a YA rom-com. So are you ready to clickety clack and see if our suggestions are available?
I am ready.
Okay, so
I consulted my teen preteen great nieces and nephews.
yes,
And
and
the one they recommended that's the time link that I like the best is called Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun.
And it's about a girl who has a disability that where she's allergic to the sun, so she can't go out during the day. She can only go out at night.
Is it?
It's like everything, but it's.
Okay. I was
But
like, it
it's
sounds really
not-
much like
it's
that.
better. I think it's better because I looked at that one too. It's much more uplifting. But anyway, it was both a combo of a romance and a tearjerker. It's what I thought I'd throw out, and it was an hour and 30 minutes.
It doesn't look like that one is available for our licensing.
It's not. Oh, it was really good. And the other one I liked was, but I'm afraid it might have language, too much language that might be offensive to parents.
Mm.
Was the one that's the takeoff, the modern version of Taming of the Shrew.
I think about you.
The language.
The language. I
Yeah,
thought
and there's
was-
like, I can
There's-
quote the entire movie if you want to like.
Oh, but I really liked
You do
it.
an edited version.
Yeah, we've actually shown that here at the library in 2006.
Yeah, because it's an older one.
I think, and we didn't get anyone to come to it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we had, yeah, it didn't really do well.
Okay.
And
That's
we,
good to know.
we as staff were so excited for it as well. We thought we'd get a big crowd,
Yeah.
especially the people in their 30s who grew
And
up
then
with it.
the other
But
one that's too long is, that's not either a romance or a tearjerker, well, or a tearjerker, that they really liked is The Dog's Purpose.
Oh,
But it's a little bit long. And it's more about love within a family.
uh-huh.
It is based off of a book, so we kind of have like that.
And you remember how you wanted to bring out the animal thing?
Yeah.
When I was at
It's a little long.
the board, the chairs meeting with the mayor,
Mhm.
one of the things they said
What
is
are the
they
animals?
want the animal bus to go around to more things.
Oh,
that's good to know.
But it's got some, we'd need some tissues.
Yeah.
But it's not sex or
Break a box for.
For the
language or
school.
whatever. But
That's a very good, like, family one too.
it was just a thought. Those were
Yeah.
the ones
How
that
long
they,
is that one?
It is
it's a little.
101 minutes. It's not
Oh,
terrible.
it's not terribly long.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, it's an hour and 40
Did
minutes.
you have to do the bath?
No.
So your
I did
eyes
not.
going around.
Do a lot of people know that movie? Like I know it because I read the book, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, like, what about like,
you're worried about people not coming because they're not familiar with what the movie is.
But I think that if we also partnered with the animal shelter and it's mostly about publicity and the amount of circles that we dip our toe into.
And having a movie that I mean, we've got these kind of movies in the past that people would in theory know. That's one that's modern.
2017, so it is like, it's recent.
Like when it first came out. or it
Yeah,
first
no,
came
I
out.
remember when it first came out.
But
And
anyway,
it's
those are
PG.
my expert committee, because this is not something my husband and I watch, you know.
It's very
You don't
sad.
watch young adult stuff? With your
No.
youth? So
I hung out at high school for too many years. I did love the 10 Things I Hate About You because
I-
it really brought flashbacks there.
Yeah,
I love that one
Like-
too.
that is a good one,
chaperoning
but yeah,
Ken
I forgot
Proms.
about the language. The language aspect of it.
And the guidance counselor that was writing
yeah,
romance novels. That's But it would be a little rough.
It's a
for
little
some of the
racy,
crap.
that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of innuendo.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of sexual,
That's true. They're all, some of them are starting to come to me as I think about the
Mhm.
movie more.
but it's a funny movie. So,
Not familiar with either.
but not being a movie expert, I'm the lowest on the totem pole.
Good suggestions. So I asked one of my coworkers for some ideas. She loves movies. She couldn't quite come up with the YA angle for romance, but she suggested Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's 117 minutes long though, so that's long. Super Mario Bros. The cartoon, 92 minutes, and the live action Little Mermaid, which I think that one is too long at 135. So
Yeah,
that one's not gonna make it, but
those are all more recent too.
None of them are tearjerkers.
they're not tearjerkers.
They're fun.
I probably teared up during Into the Spider-Verse at some point.
No, I do remember there is a moment at the Into the Spider-Verse,
Mhm.
but
But
Yeah.
not a
Did
tearjerker
we
though.
do Elemental?
no.
That's the love story.
Is it? I've not seen it.
I thought it was really cute. It's a love story, but it's newer and it's kids.
Because Inside Out or Up, if we want to go on that route, would also be good ones.
Yeah, they're making a part 2 of Inside Out.
Are they really?
Yeah, but it's coming out in.
When is it coming out?
Next year.
Yes, that could be pretty cool.
So yeah, if there's a sequel coming out, then showing the first one. Although like that's the other thing, is showing something that's on a streaming service. Like I don't know if would people come to the library to come see, you know what I mean?
They were gonna be here
The
for.
thing is,
other
like,
things anyway.
everything's on a streaming service,
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays.
So why would you go to movies? You go for companionship, you go for just the experience.
Experience of going, yeah.
Popcorn, doing something that you wouldn't normally do in your own house, right?
The sound system,
The sound system.
the aspect ratio.
The
The technical end. of it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Well, that Oppenheimer 70 millimeter was the only one in Dallas who broke down there.
Yeah,
And we wanted, we,
Until it broke.
did it break?
It's broke, completely gone.
Oh, no.
It overheated.
Did it? Probably because they were showing the Oppenheimer so much.
Constantly.
Well, because we almost did the Barbenheimer because we didn't have kids the weekend they came out. And then we just couldn't go sit in another movie after. I mean, we saw Barbie and loved it. It was great.
Barbie's not a love story. We can't-
It's not a love story, but I do love it. It was funny.
I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Where is Elemental on the?
Yes,
Okay.
Elemental and Inside Out are both on it. Inside Out 102 minutes, Elemental 101.
Okay, so still kind of in the same.
It's still unacceptable.
Mhm.
Less than 2 hours.
Do we have a date on when Inside Out 2 comes?
June.
June of 24. This would be February of 24.
I like the idea of doing the prequel before the sequel.
Mhm.
Barbie is
Barbie's available.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was
What's
about
the
to ask.
runtime? What's the runtime on Barbie?
It's 116.
So it's a
Could we
little
get
longer.
it? I mean, has it been released on the?
Yes, we,
Yes.
Okay.
and we
That's what I'm saying,
we
it's
actually have the
available.
DVD also.
We could
Many of
show Barbie.
Everybody saw that this summer.
I know.
I know, but I feel like they would still,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll cause them.
what, Barbie?
Barbie.
Yeah, it would.
All
You would,
sorts of the wrong people.
that's true. That's true.
Inside Out is.
I feel like Inside Out is safe for in all
Right
kinds
here.
of ways.
It's all about.
It's not
emotion.
contra, it is about some emotion.
Yeah.
So it's a teenage, and the main character is a teenage girl
Mhm.
who's been preteen, she's like 12.
Preaching.
Yeah, she's like 12.
Uh-huh.
And it's all about emotions and memory. And it's really sweet because watching it now as preteens myself, I'm like, oh, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Of the, you can feel more than one emotion. A memory can have multiple emotions is kind of the end arc of it.
Mhm.
You can feel more than one thing at the same time. which is a Daniel Tiger song for those of you
So are
with
we at-
small children.
Are we at 3 then?
I think A Dog's Purpose, I feel like got a pretty good response from everybody. And then,
Shelter people with them.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well,
We should have thought
go
of
with
that one.
3.
yeah. So, Dog's Purpose, Inside Out, and then you said Elemental. I'm not familiar with the storyline of Elemental.
So there is a girl named Ember and she's fire and she falls in love with, I can't remember the boy's name, but he's water.
Oh.
And so they like can't touch. And then there's a whole backstory with her dad's restaurant, or store.
It's his story, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um,
watched one.
yeah.
Over somebody
liked
else's
it.
story.
Over.
I could enter our science for the space thing later on.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, and she's a teenager. And yeah, it's a love story. So, I don't know. I mean, do we need to select a movie today?
Talk about this
When
better.
do we wanna
So
start
one of
marketing
the,
for it?
yeah, one of the problems I feel like we came in with Homeward Bound is that we didn't have enough time to promote it. So if we wait till January to figure it out.
Because we're not
then
meeting
that's
next
not gonna-
month. We won't meet again until
Yeah.
January.
And then our
And
next-
then, right, so then we're getting to where we're getting a month out and we need to choose it so that it can start,
percolating.
right, it can, yeah.
If we don't choose today, there's no meeting in December. We wouldn't meet until January. We wouldn't decide until January. It means it gives us 6 weeks.
Of promotion.
2.5.
At best.
I really
Right.
like the idea of partnering up with somebody. So you, what was that?
Dog's
Animal.
Purpose.
The Dog's Purpose and the Animal Shelter.
Or even seeing like what's coming up at Firehouse Theater. Do they have anything that we can kind of?
They have not announced their next season yet. No, I got an email the other day that they're about to have they have a big like gala fundraiser and part of that is announcing the plays and musicals for the next season. And so they've not announced that yet.
Should ask my neighbor. I can watch them perform the junior stuff in their backyard. They all practice over there.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Just across the lane.
I mean, I'm sure somebody knows, but it's not been publicly announced.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea of dogs.
I do as well.
Are we able to confirm? I like the idea of the dogs if we know that they can come.
Well, we could have a backup, right? So we could say
Yeah.
our primary choice would be A Dog's Purpose if we could bring in the animal shelter and they had pets that they could bring with them in their little dog mobile.
Sit and watch the movie with the dog. How fast do you think those dogs would get taken home?
So
They'd all-
fast,
they'd all
except
get
we'd have to do it out there and it's February. So it'd be
Ice.
ice.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the animal control, or not animal control.
Well,
but
that's the
they
other
don't
thing
wanna
is,
do
would
like
it be too cold for
Yeah.
them to have their little thing out there
It
if
might
it's
be.
February?
That's-
So then could they come inside if they stayed right here? I don't know. Trevor's like, not my problem.
Not entirely, but if they were in here, like.
And they had like kennels or whatever, like you see at the Galleria at Christmas, they, Operation Kindness always has.
I mean, even if I don't know if they have like a fence that they could put up from that pillar to that wall and just, all dogs, stay on it, so you could go in and.
And you could, almost like a petting zoo
Yeah.
for dogs.
So what kind of
No idea.
liability is that though?
That would be.
They're
On
this.
be my assumption.
Get with them and they were able to bring out some.
cats and
Yeah.
some dogs.
Yep.
And the thing that they were saying is the little dog animal mobile, the little trailer, doesn't hold their bigger dogs well. And so that could be a good way for them to get their bigger dogs in front of people.
Yeah. Did they do? They just did something over at the dog park. There's some big animal event over there a couple of weeks ago.
They're like a Halloween thing for dogs.
Yeah.
So they
The dog.
I think their seating, grass seating got in the way of that.
So
What?
I think that's the way it's.
I think their grass seating got in the way of their big Halloween thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're saying, if I am hearing everybody correctly, our primary choice would be A Dog's Purpose partner with the animal shelter.
Yes.
I think it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Scared of
Animals.
Then you can have like a Palestine, right?
I am, yes, so afraid.
Really?
But as long as they're in the little,
Container.
yes.
They will be contained. You don't have to touch them, Ashley. Okay, and then what,
Oh, kids.
Oh,
Right, yes.
we have one
You
of
could
those
make
too.
it also a bring your dog,
No.
but.
No, then we have a dog fight. No, I think.
No, because
They
here's
need
the
to be
thing
in control
about,
of the
the
dog.
thing about like the bring your dog to the movies or whatever is everyone thinks that their dog is infinitely more friendly and well-behaved than it actually is.
Right.
And, yeah, so that's just like, that's an accident. That's a dog fight waiting to happen.
Yes.
So I would say no to that. Okay, so the second one, I think there we got a lot of traction with Inside Out
Yeah.
because of the sequel that would be coming out.
Yeah, that'd be number 2.
You could have psychologists.
No. But you could put
The cats and
We could
animal.
put about feelings.
Put those in separate pages.
Yeah. We could put out books about feelings, like have there's a couple of Q4s. I feel mad.
Yeah, there's a couple of series that are all about emotions for different age
Age
groups.
groups, yeah. I feel like there's some Piggy and Elephant books where they talk about their feelings.
Based on the movie selection, I think we need to take some steps, to partner with animal shelter or whatever
yeah.
we decide. But do you all want to think about marketing? So like CFBIC has this newsletter that comes out, I think it's called like a peach jar virtual newsletter. Maybe we could put an announcement there based on the age group. It can go out to all the middle school or high school parents.
Yeah, I think all the social medias for the
All the
city.
social media.
Yeah, inside Farmers Branch Moms would be a good
Mhm.
place for it.
Yes.
I have no access to that group. as
Well,
FYI.
We have access.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah, not on unofficial channels as well as official
official
channels.
channels, yeah.
You know, if you can
Facebook, whatever the digital marketing is,
Yeah. marketing for right there in front of the walk-in.
like a poster. or
Posters, I mean, I don't
something.
know how easy and quick that can be done.
It would be after the Tiny Art Festival poster goes down. And then the book club poster drop off goes there. But I'm like, priority. So, but it'd be probably January before.
But I think a poster in January is probably good.
Yeah.
Because you'll catch people walking in for the whole month of January, seeing it,
Yeah.
and it'll go on their calendars and things like that.
New Year's is still 6 weeks away. Essentially.
Right, yeah, no, okay. So.
So if we create the Facebook post, is that something that you would be able to share in your groups, or is that the best way to do it, or just?
I think that's
Do like a
one of the
casual
ways to do it is,
post.
yeah,
Just have to make sure that it's shareable.
Yeah.
yeah.
They should
I know
be.
a couple of the council people also have their newsletters,
Mhm.
so we can do that.
Say that into the owl.
Hello.
So, we don't have direct access over like anything that goes into the council newsletters. It goes to the marketing team and it goes
Right,
from, the marketing team who decides.
because they have a marketing, like, so I know that sometimes on Nextdoor, the city's marketing director posts things. So if we could get it in front of her to get posted on Nextdoor.
Yeah.
That could be helpful too.
Because, we placed the request and
You can see, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but the media person.
Jeff Brady.
Yes.
You were talking about earlier.
Oh, sorry.
They're talking about how you should interview kids about the city. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be really funny. A whole series called Kids About Town. And just ask the kids about different things about Farmers Branch. And I think that would be a hoot and holler.
What do you think about the Citizens Collection Center?
What do you think about? And a lot of landfill. I like that. Sounds good.
Do you miss the brown
My
bag?
very first.
No, yeah, we could see if like on the YouTube channel,
That's the.
if you could do like just a plug for us.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that like, Trevor was saying, we just send him all of our stuff and he kind of picks and chooses what to highlight. So I'm not sure we have much say particularly in what he can do, but
Listen, we've already been on the YouTube channel for a while now. I've gotten approached at work several times and have gone, are you on the library board council? Yes.
Well, it was on it on, I'm on there with the bees. Oh, but somebody watched this?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how many people watched the channel. Like I had,
Oh, the FBTV channel?
yeah,
Oh.
like I had a friend from middle school who I hadn't talked to since middle school, who was like, I just saw you on TV.
That's funny. Okay. So we do need to take appropriate action, I think. So what we would be saying is that the motion would be that we would, our primary movie choice would be A Dog's Purpose, partnering with the animal shelter to do some kind of animal adoption center, like a Palantine or some,
Aw.
right? Yes,
Adorable,
yes.
adorable.
And then our secondary thing would be Inside Out.
What you just said.
Okay. David moves. Oh, do you
we
have
also
something you
need
want to
to
add?
set a time also, or
I thought we did.
Yeah,
I thought we
we
said
Remember time.
6:30.
6:30.
6:30 to 8.
Yeah,
So we wanted to do it.
we wanted to make sure that people were gone by 8:30 so that
we
they
started-
were out plenty of time before the library closes, so that you guys can leave at 9. Okay, so David seconded, or no, for motion, we need a second.
A second.
Okay, Ashley. second. All in favor?
Aye.
Excuse me, all opposed? All right, so it has passed. All right. C5. So we just need to go over the Jola Book of Float program and then the delegation of duties among board members for the program night and during the book drive. So we kind of had, when we met last week, yes, last week before last. No, Trevor and Ryan and I. That was last week. We kind of, these are the jobs we kind of came up with, were people for book sorting, no more than 3, so that it's not an accidental quorum. And we were going to do that at 2 different times, kind of like the midpoint and end point. And then on the night of the event, we need the hot chocolate stand supervisors. You cannot actually touch anything. Like the patrons have to do it all themselves.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you have to get a food handler's certificate and like all these other things. So you're just there in a supervisory role and a welcoming role. You would be checking their scavenger hunt sheet. Yes, you have 5 o'clock. Great. Here's the water and the cocoa and the marshmallows and the candy canes, and have a good time. It's kind of that. And then we just need general floaters, for lack of a better term, of people who are just like stationed around. So if someone's like, oh, do you know where, or can you tell me about, because some of the squares were like, ask about this or ask about that. So we need people to do that. The hot chocolate, probably 2 people would be
Yeah.
sufficient. And then everybody else would just be a random floater
Yeah.
for
I'm happy to be
personnel.
a floater at this point.
So we kind of just need to figure out who is going to do what jobs. So David would like to be under the
I'll
category
do
of
hot chocolate.
floater.
Keep my hands on.
And you also have unlimited access to all the hot chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perk.
You can be a floater.
That's not.
So Kelsey would like to be a floater.
My kids.
What's left?
We could probably like 1 more hot chocolate person, and then just everyone else will become a floater.
And maybe somebody to hang out near the book drop off as well to actually
Yes,
talk
talk
about it.
about the book drop. So someone to man.
So,
Outside.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be like the bin that they go in.
yes.
Did he ever reach back out to you?
No, but yes and no. He did intermittently, but we have not had any answers yet.
Okay.
So do you think, because we do want to start promoting this, we're officially a month out, so is it okay if we promote it to bring children's book?
Let me
Do you
email.
think-
Can I email you tomorrow?
Yeah,
possible?
yeah, that'll be fine. I know our marketing person wanted to get it out tomorrow, so
Okay, let me, hold on.
Yeah.
Grab my phone.
I can do the hot chocolate.
Okay.
What time do we need to be here ahead of the actual?
What do we think?
I mean,
10,
like,
what time is it starting? Is it starting at
starting at
I'm sitting
6?
sick.
8, yeah. So, I mean,
Maybe I would say 5:30, just to kind of walk around again and familiarize yourself with everything.
Where the things are.
yeah, probably.
I was thinking like
I was thinking 5 too.
Yeah,
I also,
just,
do we want to do decorations or anything, or just? I guess that's a question. Are we just gonna have the empty room or? like, with
Well,
the
they're
table,
coming,
or-
it's here.
Right here, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's just here because you didn't want hot chocolate on the
No.
carpet. So we,
Well, and D&D, it's gonna be.
that's true.
that's right. That's right. Good remembering. Yes. So
So, I mean, that'll.
we have to limit, so we have to stay here. I don't think people, I mean, guess we
I think
could,
I have like a big red table for us. I mean, do we want to be Christmassy? Any games?
will it be, I feel like, I don't know. Should you guys decorate
We did.
for Christmas?
Mhm.
So.
And I don't think there's been a lot that stretched it later. It's mostly the banisters and the desks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot stretches its way in here, but doesn't mean we can't decorate for, I don't know what kind of decoration we would have for in here. I don't. I'm trying to
Other
think
than
of
like
the-
cutting a bunch of things with those things. I don't know.
No, because I'm thinking, go ahead and as far as the hot chocolate goes, fill up the water container at about 4:30. Make sure, let it get
It's
up to full
hot, yeah.
hot oil.
Yeah.
I will not be here December 6th.
Oh, so David will not be a photo.
He'll be out of town.
All right. So Zach and I will be, and I'll say Stacy,
Yeah, you make her do it.
will be floaters. And then Lee and Ashley will be doing hot chocolate. And then Kelsey will be manning the book donation. Then we want to arrive at 5:30.
I mean, 5:30 will probably be fine, but if you get here
5.
any earlier, that'll be good too. I don't know what our,
Between 5 and 5:30.
Yeah, aim for 5 to 5:30.
Okay.
Bless you.
I think I
Front of
should
my car, so I
be able
can't see what
to.
happens.
That one's too.
Appreciate that.
I'm in the office that whole week, so I'll be driving in from Westlake. I might be able to duck out early.
If you're, it's a goal.
Make that your goal.
Yeah, you're.
Goal.
We.
so I think the tablecloth would be lovely also.
Yes, if you want, yeah.
Yeah, if you
Yes,
can
you
find it.
did.
If not,
You
that's okay
served
too.
it from the.
Yeah, I can, let's see, I'm looking now. Somebody has, one of my kids is like a standing soccer. Oh, wait, no, wait, do we have soccer then? Yes. It's 6, right? Yeah, I have a kid that has soccer, but I can get her there and be back here by then.
Will somebody be able to pick her up?
Oh, yeah, I don't ever pick her up on
Oh,
Tuesdays.
okay. Like, that's.
No. Yeah, seriously, if someone could figure out Uber for small children. But no, so dangerous. No, no, I do all of the dropping off
Mm,
and then my husband does all of the picking up because he works near-ish
Yeah, that
where
makes sense.
soccer is and then he is. So, okay, so I think we have that and then we need to set up the groups of people for, sorting. And we had 2 dates that we were going to do that
Yeah,
on.
it was December 13th and then 20th, yeah.
13th and 20th.
I could do either day, or both. I'm not working.
12, 20.
So I can be utility.
I'll try and teach you tonight, but right now I'm gonna read it. Do you want to sit on my lap?
I
Did
can
we
do
say
the
what
20.
time? On the 13th or 20th?
I mean,
4:30.
I think it would be whatever time you can kind of
I think so too.
do it, but probably in the I would say afternoon.
We'll do the 20th.
One is they're both Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
They're both Wednesdays, yeah. Santa and Cookies is the 13th, so I mean, most of us will probably be coming to that anyway. So,
Yeah. So it would probably need to be earlier.
yeah, on the
rather than later,
13th,
on
it
the
would
13th.
probably need to be like a 4:30 quick sort. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we might be busy setting up in here,
Well,
but we can find a different place. if We need to.
We've got lots of tables and lots of
Mhm.
spaces.
I can do that 13.
okay. I can do that too because
Mhm.
we'll already be planning to do that. So we'll all plan to come on the 13th as well.
I can do
Pretty
the
much, yeah,
20th.
just from the 13th,
and
get
then
off
pick
work.
up from there.
Get started.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So you're gonna come on the 13th as well? So me and David and I will be the 13th crew.
Okay.
And then the 20th just has 2 people unless someone else wants to talk.
I'm doing the 20th.
Okay, oh, Ashley, I missed that. Okay, so Zach, Kelsey, and Ashley on the 20th. All right.
Yes, and then is the plan, are we all bringing the books in?
I think that the hope is that as many of us who are able and can, yeah.
So can we leave the books here on the 20th and then bring them?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ken.
And we also have that book bin that we used last time too. And I think we can put a blanket in it, but if you want to decorate it in any other way, we can make a little sign to put on it as well. But yeah, if you want to decorate it, feel free to do so as well. Otherwise, it's just going to be plain, but it'll have a blanket though, I think.
Because that's what we did last year. I think we had a big blanket that was inside of it that we just kind of
It's like a
secured.
festive looking
Yeah,
blanket.
it's like a red, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of it somewhere that you sent me.
Anything else?
So
Uh,
what's the appropriate action? Sorry.
The appropriate action would just be to approve the,
So, yeah,
Well,
yeah, so
yeah.
the take appropriate action would be to approve, discuss roles for for program night duties and book drive duties.
And I did have a description too of it.
okay,
I don't know if you want to add anything, but it's just, what is Jola Bokafla? The library's annual children's book drive for Dallas Medical Center, taking place from December 6th through December 20th, takes its name from an Icelandic tradition that translates to Christmas booklet. During this time of year, books are given as gifts on Christmas Eve, making them the most popular of all Christmas gifts in the country. To kick off this tradition, the Manske Library is inviting everyone to participate in a library scavenger hunt on December 6th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Complete the scavenger hunt and celebrate with a cup of hot cocoa. Additionally, you can take part in the literary tradition by donating new or used children's books, which will confirm that, starting at the kickoff on December 6th through December 20th. The drop box will be available in the library.
should it be all kinds of books?
Just emailed Vince and I said, do you want just children's books or do you want all books?
Okay.
So
So yeah,
we'll,
cool.
if I
Yeah.
don't hear back from him in the morning, I will give him a call at lunchtime.
And I don't know how I hadn't caught this sooner. I would put gently used instead of.
Yes.
Used, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
we'll be throwing all the
gently
books back.
used. Yeah.
All
The gloves and
Oh, yes.
That
That was
was a
a
lot
fun, that was, yeah.
There were
last year.
a lot of used coloring books.
Yes.
Oh,
Books with
yeah.
stickers in
people-
them.
Yes, I,
Love
yeah,
it.
no used
Sit for
coloring.
colors.
Or any books.
I mean,
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
Once we start putting a whole bunch of those in there, then it gets
Can you say gently like new books?
Gently.
Yeah, I'll play around with that a little bit.
Gently read.
Gently love.
Gently love, that is sweeter.
Enjoyed.
Does the kickoff on December 6th, is there enough information there? Does that sound exciting enough?
I think we got caught up on used.
Yeah.
Important relevance.
It is an important relevance. But yes, I thought it sounded good and it gave a framework for what we were doing and why.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
In future years, we may be able to dial back like the history portion of like, what the heck is it?
Mm-hmm.
but not this year.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
I copied that from last year, pretty much.
No, I think that's great.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, I feel good about that.
Okay.
I think we have what we need.
Okay,
To
so
approve.
we need to approve. Someone has to motion
Motion to approve.
Yep.
All things.
all the
that-
things that we,
You sign
our plan and our assignments.
and I'll second it.
Who motioned? Kelsey? Oh, I missed it. And then we second. All right, all in favor?
For all of the things to be done. Aye.
All right,
I got
all
the recording.
opposed? All right, it has passed. Okay, so I have made for you, no. I took what we talked about and my picture as my doodles and made this. It took me not a very long time. So a couple of things we need to do is just kind of look over this. Do you feel like this is what we talked about? Is there anything that you want to change? And then things that need to be, I guess, investigated. We want to probably, I don't know, well, it says assign members to draft the document. So we could probably go more, but this was like, I was trying to get us a jumping off point.
Mhm.
No, I appreciate you doing it.
So,
And also just, it doesn't have to be, this is the only things that get added into this document.
it's like, I think of it as like a living document.
That, you know,
It goes 20 years out.
Yeah, so the needs will change.
and you know, whoever's working on it, you come, you know, doing some research, you find something another library does and you went, oh,
That would
This
be
is
really
cool.
Yeah,
you can always come, you know, have it brought back up on the next library board meeting and be like, hey, I discovered this item while doing research on thing. I think it would be a great addition to our 2045 plan.
well, and one of the things I think Stacy brought it up last time was to just have it be a standing item on the agenda. So that if you think of something or something has happened or whatever, then you have kind of an opportunity to bring it up without having to remember to add it. And when we got to it on the agenda, if there was nothing to add or nothing to say, then it would just be back to.
You might want to date drafts, you know, as we do,
Mhm.
you know.
That's
so-
it.
Yeah,
So we remember what we did.
I think also, and this is just possibly just being nitpicky, but you know, in 5 years, that may not be where we're at. So if we want to put like actual dates of
Yes.
years instead of just saying
5 years, yeah.
because that would help with, oh,
I think that's part of what the people who are working on this more in depth
okay.
could get to that. So this is like,
Do we approve, do we like this
do we like this as a
starting?
as
jumping
a
point?
starting point? And then who would like to take it and run with it to kind of flush it out a little bit more?
And I would recommend it be more than one person.
Yes,
Oh, gosh.
yes,
I would like to work
no,
on that.
no more than 3 people.
I would like,
Well, at a time, you know.
Mhm.
because I've already made a big dent in contacts on the adult literacy.
On the literacy stuff.
Yeah, I've got one that's set up
Oh, good.
with big, like the CEO of Lyft.
Mm.
That's now called Aspire, and they're real interested. Everybody responded within 2 hours of the emails I sent.
Okay.
I was really disappointed.
Wow.
And they're like the main, you know, Workforce Solutions of Texas, and I've got the local guy, and then this, I brought this just for y'all to see, but this is what Huntsville came up, and this is just their brochure.
Well, they're an LSNS library,
I was
the
about to ask.
Huntsville.
Huntsville, Texas or Huntsville, Tennessee?
Texas.
Okay, they are an LSNS.
No,
Yeah,
it is
they're an
Texas.
LSNS library, so that's actually really
Yeah.
cool that you found that.
And they have
Higher
a
staff.
lot of it,
Yeah.
and I've got this is not her right email, she's got the Library Association, you know, the
Mhm.
LSS
Mhm.
email.
Yeah.
Because this one bounced back but it's just, it's their little brochure.
This is the thing that we found up for the,
And I found another, that SMU where I used to work, they developed a technology app that's for adult literacy that you can do independently. And I'm gonna see if we can, so I was amazed at how I can start working on it really this week. And just people are like, boom, I've got Teams meetings set up and
Oh, wow.
all kinds of things. So I don't, and I'm just gonna say we're interested in expanding and just see what they come up with.
Yeah, I like how they have something just on literacy that they can hand out to people who are interested.
Yeah, and of course it's a little foldy with you.
So. um,
But it's just, I just wanted you to know I've been working. I'm not a slacker.
And if there's ever something you would like for me to print out, just send it to me. I'm more than happy to print like bulk flyers and this kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, my husband has a legal office at home, so I just use his.
This is, I think, more about for people who want to help than people
Okay.
who
Could be.
are
Okay, there we go.
because it's about the tutors and a different adult literacy things that are offered.
Yeah, it does have all the stuff they offer, but the way their program on people that can't read is a one-on-one that
Okay.
depends on volunteers, which I don't know that we'd be interested in, but.
Oh,
like,
you can't screen.
obviously they have a person over all this.
I would say possibly, but it's more about the history of the program and who they're working with and how it works and.
So anyway, I'm just gonna, they're actually working with an organization I wasn't real familiar with. So
I would also be interested in knowing how they market it, like to people who are in need of the services.
Well,
Yeah.
they
I have some ideas that I can,
thing.
I think our manufacturing,
It needs, yeah.
To the
it needs-
chamber
it needs to be
manufacturing company
It needs to be a cornerstone piece. It
that
needs
have
to be from-
the worker. Yeah. I mean, some ideas.
Does,
Yeah, population.
Construction. company.
did we talk to Brookhaven?
Hmm?
Brookhaven?
Yeah, no, I've got to call into them because I don't think we ought to duplicate their stuff
Yeah.
unless they wanted some kind of partnership. Because I think they do the.
I think it would be more my thing about calling Brookhaven was just to see what
Yeah, I've
is
gotta
it that
call
they
into them.
do offer, so we're not
Right,
like,
or how could we help them market it, or,
Yeah.
but I don't think we ought to try to do.
okay.
This was just interesting, sorry.
Yeah, no, that was, good. And I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah.
So back to the item, we had, which is assign members to draft this. And then one of the things that David was bringing up is that the last one, the redevelopment plan, like that probably needs to be kind of its own separate document that kind of goes along with this of what does that look like. So this is really just, I would say, the table of contents
Yeah.
before outline of what the whole plan would actually look like. And then you can go into more detail of what is each of these things, but this is kind of a rough description. So I would like to stay as part of this task. Who wants to help? Zach?
Is there a due date that we're aiming for? Or is this just
No.
continual?
This is a continual. So like one of the things we were talking about is that it would be like a continual agenda item so that we can, one, talk about it. Because we have to kind of stick to the things that are on our agenda. And then that way we can, other people have thoughts or ideas or something came to them. You don't have to remember that the window for when to add things to our agenda before the next meeting, because I always forget if it's 7 days or 8 days
Yeah.
or.
I believe it's on a full moon. It depends on.
So, yeah. Are the Ghostbusters around? I don't know. So anyway. But yes, so that, and then it's kind of a continual thing. Okay, so myself and Zach, did you say yes? No.
Sure.
Yes, okay, and then David. So the three of us will do that. And we can meet separately and email each other and call each other and we don't break any rules.
And I think Lee was saying she
Oh,
wants to.
yeah.
I could be
alternate,
Like
yeah,
on a specific part of it,
yeah.
you know, or
You-
something.
Do
You've
we
got your
want
list.
to break it up like that? Where it's,
Oh,
hey, these are the people who are thinking about the 5-year,
year, yeah, we can do that.
10-year, and
Mhm.
fit,
Specific items.
Or specific items on there, yeah.
and then come every
Then you
month.
have, yes, yeah, I like that. That sounds great.
Because
Because Lee is, you are already kind of working on the whole literacy GED section
Yeah.
of it.
And that's where I think I'm the most, you know,
So no, but what that looks like is you are kind of now writing what does that, you're writing out the plan for that, for enacting it and maintaining it going forward would be the kind of task. So is there is another section that somebody has lots of thoughts on that they would like to just be in charge of or work on more specifically?
And don't feel like you have to, you would have to have somebody assigned to every task.
No,
no, I don't think.
Yeah, I think the book drop and the additional branch locations could probably go hand in hand.
yeah. One is more maybe like a jumping off point of the other.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
But the book drop would come, I would think, first. Additional branch locations would maybe come. Yeah.
For sure, but it would be even just down to identifying where this could even possibly go.
Right, yeah.
Because if you asked everybody at this table, we'd all have different opinions.
Oh, for sure.
If you just threw it in there. So that needs to be something that's a part of that consideration. So that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, those could be tied together and should probably be, yeah.
something that is not necessarily like a big thing, but something that I've noticed is that there's no real feedback from like the community in this, in a way, because we're representing the community, but there's not really a direct way for members of the community to actually directly influence this document.
I think we can
End up
send out a
being
survey based on.
Part
some
of the plan. I mean, I think that might be part of a plan.
Because, with
Within
these items,
each one.
at least in theory,
On how do you
all came
find it
from
out?
looking at the city's 2045 plan.
Which is built upon citizen input on what people want to see.
Okay.
Because there were all of those planning meetings.
Correct.
Well, like I would need to check with our manufacturing skilled labor company, through the chamber or something to find out the need. And how would you market that? And,
Yeah.
how do you find the people that can't read without saying, can't read? Come on down. No, I can't read that. It's like, I almost have to go through employers or agencies or.
Well, or like the workforce commission, things like that.
And it's also not to say we couldn't send out a survey. Sorry, either through us or through the city side of going, what are your thoughts on XYZ thing? There was a period of time where we had like 3 different surveys that we sent out within like 4 months. The city did a half a dozen surveys and kind of was, we kind of got, okay, so, survey season is over. Let's let all the surveys die down. But it's absolutely something we can, that can be explored down the road. Is going, okay, we're really excited about a book drop. I'm just gonna steal the top example, the book drop, over in the west side. Let's do a survey.
To figure out where the West Side residents want it.
Bingo.
Because none of us live over there.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Where- I'm like, what? No, I keep forgetting where people live. I don't know. Barely remember where I live. I'm kidding. You have a Mustang Station sticker on your, is that where you live? Where do you
I live
live?
in Mercer Crossing.
You do live in Mercer Crossing. Yeah,
So
so.
say that on YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be on YouTube. Maybe they can retract.
No. So yeah, I think we'd want to go with the council person even for that area.
I would like to support
Yeah.
in that area of the plan.
You want to?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna think on it regardless, but if you want to take the lead on where that might be residentially, as a resident, that'd probably be good, but I'm gonna look at,
Logistical things.
logistical thing, population, not population density necessarily, but you can see where residents are. You can see where,
Well, and those
in general,
neighbors,
you don't want to stick in the middle of an area where there's like residents are still 3 miles away.
right. But I think in those neighborhoods, there are amenities, centers and areas where activity happens, that could, you could,
I have a
Jump
couple
on
of
board
thoughts, but I'm not.
Some are more saturated than others.
yes.
Yeah, you don't want to stick it in an area where there's going to be a bunch of bars and restaurants and everything else, like
Right.
the place that's coming up, I forget the name of it.
The
Boardwalk is open.
It's
Oh,
open.
it is the Boardwalk.
Yeah, the bonus, but
You
we
wouldn't
don't,
want to put it there because somebody's
Right.
gonna, poor person gonna go over there to drop their book.
Yeah.
yeah. I think you'd want it, I would think you'd want it.
Depends on some of them were
In the
indoor, outdoor. Some of them were fully outdoors with their own awns and canopies and there are options.
Okay.
I mean, granted, you pay a premium
Yeah,
for some
I
of those
like
other
nature
options. but-
person.
You partner with the UPS store and stick it inside there. Something like that, so that it's at least a little secure. And people aren't throwing garbage and diapers.
In the book return.
Garbage.
Oh, you don't know.
By the time we get around to this, they will have figured out how to actually like make the book drops show a check-in.
Oh, as soon as it goes in, it checks in.
That everybody that I talked to over the summer, that was all something like they were kind of sort of working on, but not
I
really.
mean, I feel like the RFID, it just needs an RFID reader in the bin, like on the little tables out here.
I think the most tricky thing will be who owns the land that it's gonna go on, because
Yes.
the neighborhood is still,
It's not done being built out.
it's not, and the board does not have full ownership
Right.
yet. It's
You
still.
can't own it until the developer is done
Until
doing
they
everything. They release it, and they don't release it until they have fulfilled, they cannot release it to the HOA until they have fulfilled all their obligations to the city. So can you tell that my husband designs and builds neighborhoods? Yeah.
Never,
Mhm.
never again.
Okay. I think for sure the redevelopment plan would require a survey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all of these are gonna need a survey.
Yeah.
Or almost all of these will need a survey at some point in time.
Yeah, these are just gonna be rough ideas for somebody else to figure out.
Okay. So I think we've kind of, Ashley has a thing, we all have kind of a thing.
I don't have a thing.
Do you want a thing?
I can take a thing.
Now I feel like I'm in an episode of Parks and Rec.
You sound conscious.
I felt that way ever since we started this.
We're not allowed to watch that show in my house because it's too real.
Oh, I love that show so much. My husband is at work tomorrow. They're having a harvest festival. And I was like, for the love of God, go find a miniature horse. Like, you have to bring one.
No, I do think that the sound conscious thing, that does need some immediate attention.
I can,
From right here.
It's so echoey. That room's echoey.
Yeah.
Acoustic art for everyone.
so what, like, are we just researching?
Yeah, you're kind of like, I have given you like the Cliff Notes, Reader's Digest, pick whatever the appropriate thing is for your age demographic version of what it is. And so you would just be like writing out a plan, like how are we gonna execute this?
And find the options.
Options.
What do you know about art materials and whatnot that absorb sound in louder areas?
Okay, I can Google.
Yeah,
Okay.
Become the
I'll do
expert.
that.
Become the expert.
I gotta just find the one, yeah.
Where do you source it? How much does it
What does it
cost?
cost?
Who, what, when, or how long?
And that's another opportunity to work with another board, because what we could also do is source. That, I was like, who's having a party? We could, if you get with the Arts and Culture Committee, then they could find you artwork from local artists that you can get printed onto canvases that become acoustic art. And then, I mean, just different things.
Yeah.
Like that.
Honestly, that sounds kind of fun. Because I feel like there are concrete answers to this,
Yes.
which I appreciate.
The answers are plexiglass and or acoustic
I
art.
mean,
Or
there's
concrete.
probably there's probably at
concrete's
least
worse, it
15
echoes.
different solutions that can do this job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the hard part is really getting down to,
What will the city approve?
right. And pricing and what's available. Yeah.
and coming up with a,
But I appreciate that I don't have to be creative to find.
No, you don't. No, that's not a creative task.
Yes. Hey, girls, turn that down, please. Kennedy and Avery. Girls. Kennedy, Avery, turn the volume down, please.
They're lost in the device.
Wonder why I have a password on YouTube.
All right. So I feel like we all kind of have,
Nobody signed up for cultural programs, the bookmobile, the collection improvement.
I think, well, collection
Stacy.
improvement.
Stacy.
Stacy really did like the bookmobile and the hotspot. But I feel like collection improvement is really more of a library staff
Okay.
Yeah.
thing. But it's just one of those things where we make sure that, and this is some of the things that Trevor's been working on, is to like, how do we source the books? What's our policy for if somebody flags a book as being objectionable for some reason, and things like that.
Stick it on the podium right out front of your fur babies.
Also for the cultural programs, I feel like since they're in the process of forming the multicultural committee, like, I don't know.
This was just something that was said at our meeting,
Yeah.
so we can
No,
also
I'm the one
go.
who said it too.
But like, if we
I
wanted
feel like
to
this
go,
is vaguely familiar.
to go, yeah, that's not a thing that I am interested in, or think is something that we should be doing, then we can take it off.
Or it could be that we reach out to that committee.
And see
Yeah,
if
and
they-
see what they're
Library.
doing and what
Just
their
see
needs
what
are.
connection we can make.
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Library.
So, and you don't have to eat the apple in one bite either. You can
Uh-huh.
go
Oh, yeah.
work on.
Work on, pick a small thing, right? So this is just the jumping off point, and this is gonna be a continual process. Like, this is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's kind of pick your piece of the pie and just focus on,
Yeah, and then we
Eating
can, if there's some that are left off, then when we come back.
we can
in
circle back to
January.
them.
Yeah.
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 These are 5 years out, I mean, 10 years.
And it's not even, we're not even saying that you need to have like a fully formed proposal by January to be like,
Right,
okay,
right.
here's a 75-page document on all
No,
the
no,
different,
no.
se- you know, that's,
Because what you could say is like, so just being sound conscious, taking that one just as a thing as go. These are like the top 5 choices that I found. And maybe as a group, we whittle it down to like 3 or 2, that then we take and present to city council as like, we have received a lot of patron comments in this particular area. We have researched this to meet their needs. Which of these 2 things do you like? Do you want? And then they'll tell us, and then we go from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a narrowing, making a Dorito.
That's a really-
and then hopefully what happens is it makes it into next year's fiscal budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, right, you know, things, we thought that, yes, this would be wonderful if we could fix it today or tomorrow or next week.
Right.
But, thinking of the timelines and the structures that stuff falls on. I heard a new phrase, not too terribly, last week. I think Ryan's heard me say it like a half a dozen times today. We're moving at the speed of library. And I'm like, I haven't found anything more accurate than that.
Yeah. Okay, so our appropriate action. Welcome to what?
Welcome to the state. So I work for the state.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
Okay, so our appropriate action is just that, like, we approve the moving forward of the people in their various areas that they are curious about.
I
Yes,
like this motion.
I second that.
I was gonna say, can I rephrase it?
yes,
So we moved
This is
to
what-
assign individuals.
Yes.
Assign designated individuals to work on specific
Specific-
pieces.
yes.
Of the drafted 2045 library plan document to start working on a written draft from the out.
do you want to do the redevelopment plan? Because I feel like you have a lot of ideas. I will do it with you, because that's a big chunk.
No, I
but
think I would love to do that.
I
'cause
feel like that
I would
is,
love to just find new and interesting ways to make something different.
well, and to,
For the library.
yeah, that's what we're trying to, and you continue to fit in this space because that's what seems to be happening.
Mhm.
And that's one of the city's goals, is to reuse the facilities and buildings that they already have and make them sustainable. So that's great. Okay, so you and I will work on that. And then
So no-
officially, I'm reviewing nobody has motioned, I don't think. Or did you motion?
I kind of said that we were going to motion for all of this, and then Trevor said the
Actual
actual
words.
words.
I'm going back over what everyone has said they want to do so that we are all on the same page.
Just sounds fair.
Okay. David and Ashley are both kind of looking into the west side book drop / future potential branches. Lee's going to keep working on the literacy classes and GED and what the feasibility of those things are for here, like how we can do that. Kelsey's working on the sound consciousness. And then Zach and I are going to dip our toes into
The
A
library of the
the
future.
library of the future. The future.
I really like the idea of all the digital availability that the library has in a space that is more of a coffee type setting.
So I don't know if that could be here. It'd have to be, I think that's getting into
Yeah, that's down the
an
line.
additional branch.
Yeah, that's down the line.
Yeah. Okay,
I move to approve to assign designated individuals to work on specific pieces of the drafted 2045 library document.
all right.
I,
Ashley moves.
I second the motion to,
Yes, you said
yes, I second that.
Kelsey second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, that's passed. So now it's Trevor's turn.
Yay.
Trevor.
All right. When y'all were arriving tonight, did you happen to see lovely, like, destroyed turf out there somewhere around the parking lot? That is where the book drop should be going.
Oh, I parked over there, so I did not see it.
It's worth taking a look on your way out the door.
Okay, perfect.
They dug all of that up yesterday. I went to lunch and there were like little orange flags in the grass. And I came back and there was like mud and I was gone for an hour and I'm like, wow. So I was very excited to see that. And I think the plan was to pour concrete today before it started raining. So concrete coming soon.
Yay.
Soon.
TBD.
And there's grass.
Yes, that was next. They laid sod
Last
last week, on both sides of the ramp coming down. So it was very nice, today splashing through clear water instead of mud water there. Around the base of the ramp. So. Improvements
How did that go?
was insanely busy on Tuesday.
I heard that there was a very
Yeah.
long
Yes.
line.
It stretched back to the children's, like the children's circus.
For many times during the day too, not just,
Yes.
yeah.
We early voted and on the day we came, we were
Well,
like eight.
that way.
It went out the door, through the innovation zone, around the corner. I had to yell at people to get off the stairs. And then all the way back down to the children's.
My husband's saying, why is the parking lot so full? Are people really
Yeah.
voting?
We came to early vote, I think the Friday before, or like the last day that you could early vote. And we were like 891 and 892 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah.
I think one of the things that kind of stumped me, which I'm so sorry, Trevor, about, I should have at 10 when the library opened. And I realized that I could have shown up at 7. Oh, they blocked us off.
Yeah, we provided all the staff, all the library staff provided the staffing for the election door guards. So we had staff here at 7.
6 a.m.
Six, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan wrote the schedule.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I said sorry. I was like, oh.
Well, I mean, it got extra
I didn't
hours for
realize.
staff,
For 2
some
weeks,
staff got
yeah.
overtime, like it was. You know,
It's impressive.
all of them volunteered to do it. Nobody was voluntold, so,
Wow.
Love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was a really good turnout on election day, but it ended up being a much longer day, I think, for everybody.
know.
Sorry, we got you up.
No, it's fine. Spanish as a second language is starting on Saturday. I met with the instructor yesterday. Losing track of this. She's very, very excited, very very pleasant. Yeah, oh yeah. It filled up in under 48 hours. Brooke opened it on Friday, like 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
And when and then when she checked it on Sunday, it was booked and the wait list was booked.
Yeah, I think it was Sunday evening.
That's
It was booked, yeah.
incredible.
So,
So this lets me know that people read the updates.
Yeah.
Hopefully they read when we talk about our movie and they.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's very interesting to see like what books instantly, like, because the team, the only time we advertised the teen book club or the teen book box
it's in the weekly
is in
email.
the weekly email, and it booked up in under 48 hours. too.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
It
we
gets
shot with
read.
teenagers.
I know.
Well, I'm looking forward to the tiny art show.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
that's gonna be cute
Yeah.
too.
I'm really looking.
You have to be 12, right?
12 and older.
Well, I know. I have
Oh,
some
I-
tiny
You
artists
have,
and
tiny
they're
artists.
11, but it's 12 and up. So
How hard are we?
Well, I think we have limited supply, so that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So if we
Yeah.
opened it up to all the kids, the supplies would disappear very quickly.
and not all of them might be used well.
I did like the eye twitch that Trevor had.
Sewing 101, the Sewing Quit series.
Yeah, she's coming back.
Yes. So, it's almost like she's just going to be probably until people stop showing up to her classes, we're probably just gonna keep doing it. People, I think there was still there's a comment that shows up, somebody comments on it every couple of months, they're just like, I love the sewing classes. And
Do patrons pay for those? They're free.
everything in this building is
It's
free.
I didn't know.
We've had a couple of presenters that we've talked to in different times have been like, we would like to charge him $10 a person. It's like, really? You need to go talk to the rec center.
Yeah.
If we're doing
Yeah.
it, it's free.
Hmm.
So, Maria still has our mini 3D printer. So
Okay.
I'm taking that as a good sign that everybody in her family is using it and it's going well. I did ask if they had ran out of filament. She's like, not yet. I'm like, so I'm thinking we're probably close at this point.
Point to being ready to check them out.
Yep. So, we ordered the materials for the Texas Book Festival grant. I know I had said that council. had
Oh,
approved
okay.
it.
So the books have been ordered.
They have been ordered. Now, who knows when they will come in?
Right.
That is, the wonderful world of materials ordering is still absolutely bananas. We order things and they just show up when they show up.
Go ahead and say your line.
They move on library
They
speed.
move at the speed of library. Yeah.
But like, and just, I guess, since I'm on this topic, like, when we order materials, we order planned things 3 to 4 months in advance. So, we're planning, making sure that, okay, we have the newest James Patterson, we order it 4 months in advance, so we actually get it within a couple of weeks of the release date. When we order something that is, they can say we need to reorder a James Patterson. Depending on if the supplier, because we order it through a vendor, if the vendor has it on stock or on hand, then it still has to go to a bindery for it to get bound in the library binding and all of the supply stuff inside of it, and it gets to us. And that still takes about 6 weeks. If they have to wait for the publisher to send them a new round of copy, well, then it's whenever the publisher gets it. So it's sometimes, it has literally taken things that I've requested to be ordered 4 or 5 months for it to show up, just because, and if the publisher's like, yeah, no, we're gonna do another pressing sometime in the next whenever. We have to wait
Whenever
for them.
they're out first.
Yeah.
No. It's not, I guess, it falls into the library feedback. We do get just comments, why didn't my item I put a requested 2 weeks ago arrive? Well,
It takes time.
it takes a long time. And if we do the binding and the categorization ourselves, it's very time intensive per item. That it easily takes 4 to 6 man hours per item to do the catalog record, to code the RFID when it works correctly, to do all the Mylar covering and to make sure that everything is secured properly. It takes a significant amount of time. So, which is one reason when we get donated books, they have to be something we really want in our collection to do it. So. It is what it is. If you check on to the next thing, if you roll your way back out to the children's area before you leave tonight, you will see yes. You beat me to it. You will see a black acrylic and clear container mini terrarium type thing. One of my staff members has used our Glowforge to develop from scratch, like on his desk. He has the architecture, the drawing, and the designs of the inches and millimeters. I think he did it all in millimeters now I think about it, but of each individual piece that he cut out with our Glowforge. So we're growing. I think we put them out last Friday, a mushroom package to grow some white oyster mushrooms.
Cool.
So, but frankly, I'm more impressed at the
The
terrarium.
structure he built.
The structure he built is frankly more impressive than the mushrooms. Sorry, Joe.
The structure is really cool.
So we reached back out to the Pro Museum. We were looking at the week of spring break, to the actual week of spring break when my notes here. Yeah. To do the big meet Pro Museum thing. And then the small one, we were going to do the week before the eclipse. So how many of y'all have major plans on spring break? You have to be able to help or try and pull volunteers in to help those things.
I don't know the answer.
That's fair.
Yeah. We're still,
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
it's a ways out. Like that's
We don't go anywhere till April, so
Mhm.
I'd be around.
So it's something to just think about.
Yeah.
We need
after
to
the
book it.
World Series victory, my people now would like to go to spring training.
Oh, yeah. I blame us.
You should.
They suck.
They're selling tickets already.
They play soccer, but their favorite sport to watch is baseball.
Watch.
I don't know if they are.
What?
Our ticket, can you already get tickets to spring training?
Yeah, they went on sale
They
this
did?
week.
Okay.
So we need to book it. We need to book it soon. That's where we're at. So
Okay.
if we pull the trigger, if enough of y'all think you'll be here to help and be able to pull in enough volunteers for us to be able to pull it off.
So we need a lot of volunteers for this.
Can we find other volunteers? Or do
I feel like
they
the
go through a
honors
process?
Societies at the
Yeah.
different high schools would be good,
Boy
because
Scouts.
Boy Scouts, because
Yeah,
they all need volunteer hours.
yeah.
So, this is why we're asking you. We need help to get volunteers for this.
Okay.
They will have to follow the city's volunteer guidelines, which
That would be great.
15 and older.
Spring break week.
But but we'll go ahead and pull the trigger. We'll set the exact date, which I don't know if we have an exact like.
We were looking at either Friday, March 15th at 4 PM or Tuesday, March 12th at 6 PM. Those were our two dates that we were considering times. We're not sure which day would do better during spring break. I don't know, probably Tuesday. I feel like Fridays are kind of difficult for programming sometimes.
We're open, we were only open
Until
until 6.
6 on
Yeah.
Fridays.
So, but we need to pull the trigger on it. We need to get it booked before somebody else steals the dates from us.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a good chance I will be out of town. Now that I'm looking at it, because they have the same spring break, but.
So my general here is that yes, we can. Y'all think we can pull enough volunteers to do it?
Spring break, I don't know.
That's the thing is it's what?
I said from other. sources.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah.
from other sources. Because not everybody travels.
right.
Um,
No, it's just like Parks and Rec.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you could even reach out to the other Parks Department boards to pull people
Bring the dog mobiles.
in.
But yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, to
And
me, it
they-
seems like
they
one of those things that
train
you book it and then
Yes.
you worry about finding the people later and you hope that they come.
Yes. Well, in my case, it's I book it and I don't worry about it, and I feel sorry for
Sorry for
everybody else.
You get
I
an
can't
email.
make Ryan feel like.
Feel a little nervous, but
So, and the last thing that I have, it's not on my list yet. I know I've talked about it off and on, but we are in the final stages of getting the quote from Comprise to update our PC software and reservation stations. So that is one of my goals before I leave is to have it signed. I know it's not going to be here. None of the stuff's going to be here and implemented by the time I'm done, but I want to have it signed before I leave. So that has not fallen off the radar. It's just been moving at the speed of library.
I really like saying that.
I really do.
I mean, it's really apt, so.
So, it's like, the book drops coming in after a year of working on it.
Yes.
Everything it feels like I've worked on for the last year is coming. So, but it, just so you know, I haven't forgotten about Comprise, and it is coming. So,
And that's where that's the printing and stuff too. It'll all be credit card based and the big thing will go away.
yep. And you can print from your phone. You can print from
Yeah.
your laptop. You don't even have to be in the building to print to. You just have to come in and.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it.
Retrieval codes.
Yeah. Probably be your email, to be fair. But whatever. Yeah. So that will be great once it's here.
Okay,
And that's all I've got. It's only been 2 weeks.
I know.
Do we know where everyone is as far as finding?
So, I mean, the requisition is open.
Okay.
So people can apply for it. I know there's been applicants for it.
Okay. Do they have like a target?
I don't know. I'm somewhat out of the loop on it because I recommended it to a few of my colleagues that I knew to apply for it. So I am kind of out of the loop because of personal interest.
Right.
So, yeah,
Makes sense.
I really have zero desire to interview somebody I already know.
Right.
So I'm sure I will be brought in at some point to be part of the conversation.
Okay. All right, that takes us to, I believe, the final.
Did I
Yes.
forget anything, Ryan? I know
I don't think so.
I've been shifting more and more things to the Ryan, so.
Oh, boy.
It's all right. Ryan's been here before.
Yes, that's true.
She knows what
This
to
is
do.
enough.
This is nothing. She can interim director this. Okay, so C8, potential agenda items for future library board meetings. The things that kind of popped up to me straight away were revisiting the 2045. And then tearjerker, since that'll put us roughly a month out from the event. So we'll need to do kind of the same thing of assign jobs and tasks and finalization of the event. Yep. Anything else?
When?
Oh, yes, when? Let's see if I can get to my calendar from my watch since I left my phone. And
Great question.
do you not have one yet? Okay.
The theoretical goal is that there will be enough overlap between a new director and me for me to be here. And
You don't have a start date with this librarian either.
kind of already.
Be doing the
doing it,
job
yeah.
from here.
I have a weekly meeting with the acting director
Okay.
on the site there, and so.
So if we go by our normal second Thursday, that would be January 11th.
Yes.
So,
I have the library board at 7:00.
yeah.
Yeah.
1/11, and then February, if we want to just kind of do two at a chance, because I feel like that's helpful. The second Thursday in February is the 8th,
Which is our
which is our
tear-
tearjerker movie night.
So we were going to do,
Do the first, that's what we'd kind of talked about, was meeting the
Yes.
first.
Have it in the
Actually,
first.
I already have it on my calendar.
Yes.
First.
It's out.
Samesies, okay, so 2/1 for that.
It's March 14th. Just put it down.
You can take it out and get it out.
We'll revisit that.
Well, that would be
Spring,
during
that's
spring.
spring break, so we might want to not do it then.
Yeah.
Well,
A non-school related job.
right now.
non-school related jobs.
Technically.
One of a
There
few.
is a school, because there is a school there.
There is, that's cool. Okay. Anything else?
A lot.
It's a lot. That brings us to adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
You're very consistent.
I
Okay,
second.
all right. Zach, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, passes, and it is 8:30, 15 minutes earlier than the last.
Are they allowed to do that?
I hit 40 hours an hour ago.
Thank you.
Then I.
Hi, Susan, you-
Stuff to do tomorrow.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Make sure to like and
Have you,
subscribe.
have
They
you
do that
get
with
off the
all the videos.
Have you shut off the owl, Ryan?
Right, I'm shutting it off right now.